Breaking right now on 12, a roof collapse in Mount Eden. What we're learning from the FDNY. Plus, today is shaping up to be a sunny Sunday. But will smoke and storms return? Meteorologist Alex Calamia will have more on your hyper-local forecast. And the big day is today. Argentina goes head-to-head against Spain. We'll tell you where you can go to watch the big match right here in the Bronx. Local Matters here on News 12 The Bronx. I'm Julia Burns. Thanks for joining us bright and early this Sunday morning. Now we begin with breaking news. The FDNY says they responded to a roof collapse just after 10:30 last night. It happened in the Mount Eden section. We're told a small section of the roof collapsed. Now thankfully there were no injuries and the Department of Buildings has been notified. Taking a live look outside, looks pretty calm there, at least compared to yesterday. Let's bring in Stormwatch team meteorologist Alex Calamia. Alex, what can we be expecting for our Sunday?
The air quality is improving. A little bit of haze this morning, but less this afternoon. We're moderate for your air quality today. And look at this sunshine. You'll actually be able to see it with blue skies in between, with less smoke, but still a little bit of haze. Temperatures right around 80 degrees. The wind and the humidity is a little bit high this morning, but it reduces in the afternoon. 82 is your high today, and tomorrow we're in the 60s overnight tonight. Full forecast is coming up in a few minutes with rain on the way for the middle of the week.
Thank you. Well, today is definitely a very different scene from what we saw last night with that strong rainfall and winds. Take a look. Roadways near the Morrison Soundview Avenue station just completely flooded, and tennis courts in Mott Haven washed out. Community members say the flooding has made getting around pretty difficult.
It did slow down a lot of the traffic. Everybody's kind of driving precautiously, which is wonderful. But yeah, the flooding is quite a pain in the butt.
The highways probably have a lot of accidents, and even just for commuters, it's kind of hard because, train stairs are slippery, and, nobody likes to be out in the rain.
And keep an eye out, there might be some slick and wet spots on the road. City leaders encourage walkers to watch where they're going and not to drive through flooded roads. In Soundview, police are looking for the person they say is responsible for snatching a chain off of a woman's neck. Now, we're told it happened in front of a home on Elder Avenue the morning of June 22nd. Police say this man went up to the 36-year-old woman and yanked off her $800 necklace. The woman was hurt, but thankfully we're told she has recovered. If you recognize this man, please contact the police. Now to Melrose, where police are looking for this man and this blue minivan in connection to a theft worth thousands of dollars. It happened at the crossroads of Union and Westchester Avenues the morning of July 7th. We're told this man walked up to a 69-year-old woman and snatched 6 necklaces worth around $2,500. Now, thankfully, the woman wasn't physically injured, but if you recognize this man or that blue van, you're encouraged to call the police. A Bronx street corner now bears the name of an NYPD detective who made the ultimate sacrifice in the line of duty. The Islam family stood together as the corner of East 172nd Street and Beach Avenue. It was officially renamed Detective Dideral Islam Way. His wife was joined by their 3 sons, one born just weeks after Islam's death. He was killed in the line of duty while protecting New Yorkers back in July last year after a gunman opened fire in Midtown Manhattan. Now, this is the corner where Detective Islam lived and raised his family, and now his kids will pass by every day on their way to school.
He was a police officer every command hopes for, the one who mentored the new guy, who stayed late to help the neighbor, who never had to be asked twice. For Didar, this job was never just a job. It was a calling.
Detective Islam served with the department for 3.5 years, working at the 47th Precinct. Now his name will stand as a permanent reminder of his service, sacrifice, and the impact he made on the community that he loved. A drag race turned violent in Gerritsen Beach, Brooklyn yesterday morning, leaving an NYPD officer injured and the driver on the run. Now neighbors say they're fed up with the dangerous stunts taking over their streets. Take a look at your screen. A car speeds down the street before crashing into a marked NYPD car, sending it crashing into a parked vehicle. Police say it happened just after 3 a.m. near Knapp Street and Avenue W. It was a chaotic scene involving reported drag racing, donut spins, and fireworks. Investigators say the driver then smashed the police car before taking off, leaving one officer hospitalized. Now, thankfully, we're told the officer is in stable condition. Neighbors say it's a scene they can't forget.
Like somebody put a paddle and them never go away. There was a car, it's like a race cars. It's kind of unsafe.
Have not made any arrests. The driver remains on the run as investigators continue working to determine what happened there. New this morning, we're learning city health officials have confirmed that a second person has died in connection to the Legionnaires outbreak on the Upper East Side. Now, the first death was reported back on Friday. As of yesterday, the health department says 72 people have gotten sick from that cluster. 9 are currently hospitalized and 50 have been discharged from the hospital. Health officials suggest the source of the outbreak has likely been eliminated. Bronxites, today is the day. Argentina will go head-to-head against Spain to battle it out for the best soccer country in the world. Thousands are expected to attend, including the president and Mayor Mamdani. Now, the game is being played at MetLife Stadium, and if you can't make it to the match, then you can head over to St. James Park for a watch party of that final. Now, the party is set to begin at the time of the match, which is 3 p.m. Looking forward to it. And as you can imagine, all eyes will be on MetLife Stadium, so today will be a gridlock alert day. Major crowds are expected across Midtown Manhattan throughout the day. Officials are urging commuters to expect significant delays and to use mass transit when possible. And while we're in the final moments to the FIFA World Cup final, it's safe to say New York has been kicking it with soccer fans all summer long. From packed watch parties to fan zones across the city, the excitement has reached a fever pitch. To help New York score a successful tournament, the Mamdani administration appointed the city's first ever World Cup czar. That's Maya Handa. Now, she's been coordinating with city agencies, mayoral offices, and private partners to welcome fans from around the globe for the nation's biggest sporting event.
It has been an incredible amount of work, but it's so worth it. We have seen tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands of people out in the streets watching the games, at Fan Fest, spending their money in small businesses and just celebrating their teams, and it's just been an electric summer.
And you can catch the full interview on a special edition of Power and Politics today at 11:30, right before the big game. And we've got your ways to save on the cost of think twice before driving off the lot. A recent LendingTree survey reveals nearly 40% of Americans actually regret their recent car purchase, largely because they didn't shop around. Now, avoiding buyer's remorse means comparing new, used, and EV options to fit your lifestyle, not just your budget. Now, Caleb Silver, chief business editor for People Incorporated, says if you want new tech and a solid warranty, go new. For the best overall discount, a 2 to 3 year old used car lets someone else take the depreciation hit, and an EV, best if you can charge at home and have a predictable short commute. Now remember, timing is key. The cheapest time to buy is October through December, when dealers squeeze prices to meet year-end quotas.
You'll see a lot of sales promotions from auto companies and dealerships this summer, offering great prices on new and used vehicles. But before you go into the dealership, know what you're going to be facing.
For more ways to save, tune into the cost of Wednesday mornings at 6, only here on News 12. Speaking of cars, according to AAA, the national average for a gallon of gas has inched up to $3.99. That's up a little more than a cent from Friday and 11 cents from a week ago. AAA says that gas prices are 34% higher since the start of the war in Iran. And here on News 12, we're making sure you know where to find the cheapest gas in the Boogie Down. Now, according to GasBuddy.com, you can find the cheapest gas at the BP on East Fordham Road. There, you can fill up for $3.87. You can also check out B&G services on East Tremont Avenue. That'll be just 2 cents more for $3.89. Now to some national news on the war on Iran. 2 U.S. service members are dead and another is missing in action after Iranian ballistic missile and drone strikes in Jordan on Saturday. Now this video shows Iranian attacks on Jordan from Thursday. Saturday's deaths were the first from the American military in the Iran war since March. The number of U.S. service members who died in the conflict is now a total of 15. U.S. Central Command says 4 more service members were medically evacuated but have been discharged. Others have minor injuries and have returned to duty. Local Matters here on 12, a luxury building in Riverdale now accepting applications. We're giving you a sneak peek on that segment of Rebuilding the Bronx. And from your mailbox to Capitol Hill, after months of News 12 investigations into missing packages and long delays, lawmakers are now demanding answers. That story and more next.
You're watching News 12 The Bronx. Local Matters.